Hello, welcome to my channel Automobiles and More. Basically, this is a relatively new channel, mainly focusing on the car ownership reviews. Okay, so that's what I do mainly. So there are a lot of videos around that, and then please go and check this out. And then in case if you like it and find it useful, please give a thumbs up and then share, and then probably subscribe in case if you haven't subscribed till now. That way, it will help me to grow this channel further. But I also have done some new car reviews as well, but that is predominantly from the going to the showrooms. But then I have also written to companies right now in terms of giving access to those pre-production cars, which then obviously we can get those reviews much earlier. Hoping to hear from the companies very soon. So today's video basically actually I've divided into two parts. First part is basically to congratulate and also talk about the positives of these two new electric vehicles which has been released by Mahindra company, the BE 6E and XEV 9E, right? Don't you agree that they are great products? Definitely they are great products, fantastic products, path-breaking in fact in terms of the technology, the gizmos, the way they look, etc. So it's a great. And also if you look at all the feedbacks and then the videos which is floating around in the social media and YouTubes, the people have just ensured that they have just played around with that models and they are so stable, right? So that's great. Hats off to Mr. Mahindra and to the company as well for doing this fantastic job. So that's the positive part of it. But then at the same time, there are questions around this particular vehicle in terms of the design, overall design. Technology is fine, fantastic, great to have all these technologies, but a lot of people have commented saying, will Mahindra company get the numbers what they are aiming at? Because this particular product is nothing but a concept. It's basically like the design, overall design is all basically a concept vehicle come directly onto the road. So did the design team get carried away, or the sales team and the entire Mahindra technical team and the management team got carried away in putting the exact literally concept model on the road? Don't you think that design is overbearing in terms of for across age groups? For example, this might be really great for people, youngsters, who just wants to take this for a spin, show off on the roads, etc. because it's very futuristic. But for somebody who wants to own it for a family and for a long-term ownership as such, to take from point A to point B, I think there is a problem in this particular design. It's over-designed as such. So maybe Mahindra should have, the feeling is that Mahindra should have probably toned this out and massaged it a little bit to ensure that it looks like a proper SUV or a sedan. That way the numbers and then this particular model appeals across different age groups, right? From youngsters to people who are the family oriented people as well, which is 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s and so on, right? Technology definitely should be there. Probably the shell I'm talking about, which is what I think should have got massaged a little bit to ensure that it looks like a proper SUV, a stylish SUV, something like a 500s and 700s, like, right? Something similar to that, right? So maybe that is the feeling. And there are many people who have actually commented on that. So what is your comment on that? Do you agree on this point where this should have been toned down a little bit? Probably the concept vehicle should have been massaged a little bit to have a proper sedan and a proper SUV on the road with, of course, the technology, whatever is that should be there in that, because I think the technology is too good, right, in terms of what is being offered. So Mr. Mahindra, first of all, congratulations and hats off to you for actually getting a product so technology advanced at literally 1/4 of the cost. And showing to the world that what Indian company can do. Great, again, too much it is, amazing, right? Now, apart from that, there are also, see, any new thing which comes in, any good thing comes in, automatically there are the feedbacks which comes from the other side as well, right, in terms of issues which currently exists on the ground. And this specifically with respect to the current portfolio of products what you already have. What is Mahindra currently doing on that, right? So for example, even the 500s, the 700s, XEV 700s, XEV 400s, and now the latest one 3XOs all have some teething, niggling issues definitely reported in the various social media, service reports, consumers, and so on and so forth. So what is Mr. Mahindra and the company doing around to fix this? And this is something which we need to really look at, because some of the comments are like related to Alexa's connectivity issues, right? Then suspension problems, and ADAS system issues, and then also engine light issues, speaker and Adreno issues, right? Wiring loom issues, which I think Mahindra is addressing by recalling some vehicles, boot closure issues, central locking issues, and so on and so forth, right? So there's so many issues which are coming already about different products. In fact, there's a saying, and I think that started right from those old Scorpio days, saying that don't buy version 1 of these two companies, which is Mahindra and Tata's. They say that buy the second version, because by the time all the teething niggling issues get sorted out somehow, right? And the same thing happened even with Tata's Indica also, for example, right? So can we get to a stage where the version 1 itself has all the issues sorted out? Because people have said, what is the use of having such technology advanced new machine when the basic things are not sorted out? So that kind of comments have started coming. In fact, there was one recent interesting feedback from one of the customer directly to Mr. Mahindra, and Mahindra has actually replied to that very, very sportingly, superbly done, I think, without getting antagonized or angry as well. Very well done, Mr. Mahindra. So people are asking such questions as well. So what is Mr. Mahindra and company doing, right? So first is, obviously there's no denying the fact that we need to have real advanced technology machines like this, what has been released right now. But at the same time, we also have to look at the teething problems, the basic issues which are currently plaguing the company, how to fix that. That is something which we need to look at. So do you agree on that point, viewers? So that I'm sure any of you who have these vehicles and what issues you are facing, please leave a comment in the comment box, so that that way it becomes a kind of a direct feedback as well, right? Some of it I just listed out what I have heard from people and across various social media as well, right? Now, so the design part, we'd already talked about these two vehicles. These they look straight out of the lab concept vehicles onto the road. So I don't think it will be appealing to across different age groups, right? So that if you have to get the numbers, I think this model has to get massaged a little bit. Technology intact, but only the outer shell has to be massaged a little bit. What do you think? Please comment and leave a comment in from your perspective. What do you think about this particular design? Definitely it's great design, but not definitely a design which will be appealing across various age groups, right? Because that's the purpose of any vehicle, because that way the numbers actually come up. Otherwise what will happen, it will be more like a very focused and niche product, which may not be really good in the long run. Okay, so that's something which we want to tell via this particular channel. And at the same time, please concentrate and fix on those basic issues what was highlighted by a lot of customers, like what I just read now. And also there's also an important feedback also about from the sales as well. Sales of, especially I read a lot of articles and reviews about the 3XO. People have booked a particular model in a particular color and a particular transmission, but then without their knowledge something gets changed, and or it's alerted to somebody else. So I guess there are some pockets where there are some problems happening. These have to be addressed, otherwise it becomes a big problem for the company to handle from the image perspective, right? So I hope these are all addressed. Otherwise, please continue the good work of this fantastic products what you're coming out, technologically advanced products, right? But at the same time, let that saying be that let's move to a stage where we say, okay, we can buy a version 1 of Mahindra's directly without any issues as well, right? So I end here, and I hope leave your comments. What do you think on these two topics what I talked about? One is about the technology and the design of this particular product, as well as also the issues what is happening rightly, how it is be addressed. Obviously both can go parallelly, that is my feeling, but it has to be addressed. That's something which we need to look at. So leave your comments, like this video in case you find this is useful, and also share with your others as well. And please subscribe so that the channel grows. You help me grow as such. Thank you so much. And Mr. Mahindra, again, hats off to you. Fantastic work what you've done. Keep doing it, and we would like to see more and more vehicles coming from your stable as well. Thank you so much. Bye.